Everything you desire is waiting for you to claim it. There's no creating involved, only invention through imagination and building through action. You are at the center of all your desires, dreams, and achievements. Welcome to Designing Your Life Today, the podcast that's all about your success, achieving your goals, building wealth through your business, and building your most passionate, powerful, magnificent life. Discover ways to use your purpose to connect you to serving others and living your dreams. I am Pat Council, and I know you are built by design to win. And it all begins with knowing how to tap into your success energy. Let's get on the path of discovery, decisive action, development, and unwavering dedication to your life's calling. It's time to embark on a transformative journey where your deepest passions become your most rewarding achievements. Embrace your power to shape your destiny, because this is your moment to do life with power. Hello, Power Up Nation. I am Pat Council, and welcome to Designing Your Life Today. And this is Thriving Thursday, where I share lots of great information that will help you build a successful business and take your existing business that's already successful and make it even more successful. So with that being said, we're going to talk about how to solidify repeat customers. So I'm going to share 4 techniques that you can use in order to solidify repeat customers. So with that being said, before we get into that, I just want to remind you guys, this month I had mentioned that I'm going back on YouTube, my YouTube channel, which is Pat Council Live, and that is coming up shortly. So you're going to hear more about that in some of the upcoming podcasts. All right, so let's talk about how you can solidify repeat customers. First of all, when it comes to solidifying repeat customers, the first strategy that I have for you is to pay attention to your negative feedback. Pay attention to complaining customers, because complaining customers, well, they can be like your best friends when it comes to business. Now, if you get a lot of complaining customers, you really want to pay attention. Without complaining customers, if no one ever expressed the problem, and they always told you how great you were, how great you did, you could never improve, or you would never know how to improve, I should say. And without improvement, you know what happens? Your business becomes stagnant, and well, it will eventually fail. So what you want to do is get that feedback from your customers. Now, the customers who cheer you on and tell you how great you are, how much they love your service, how much they love your product, they are of great value as well, because they tell you what's good about your business, what's working. But the complaining customers let you know what's not working, and it makes it easier for you to put your attention on where you might want to improve. Now, here's my little caveat. Is that sometimes the complaining customer there's no logic to the complaint, but the object of the game is for you to do everything you can to satisfy that complaining customer, even if you don't see the logic. So have a conversation with that customer if possible, and work with that customer to see if you can make things better. In the process of making things better, you will discover how to, once again, improve your business. Now, so what am I saying here? It is important for you to get feedback whenever possible. And some of the best ways to get feedback are let the customer know that you really want their honest opinion, whether it's good news or bad news. So, and make it easy for them to give you that feedback. And the other thing you want to do when it comes to feedback is you want to provide the different ways that they can provide feedback for you. A lot of times we want to stay away from our customer, and we want to send them to perhaps the chat bot these days. Or, of course, I want to say they could send you an email, but even now, sometimes it's difficult to, on the contact page, to really find a way to reach out to various companies. Don't let that happen with your company. Make it easy for customers to reach out to you and share what they're thinking and what they're feeling when it comes to building your business. Another way to solidify repeat customers, and here's the beautiful part before I mention the second way, is before I mention that, I just want to remind you guys that one of the beautiful things about repeat customers is that they will actually send you lots of referrals. They will remember you. They will recommend you. So when it comes to repeat customers and solidifying repeat customers, the second strategy that I have for you is whatever your product or service is, be sure that you clearly explain how things work. I have a juicer and I had to actually, and I'm not going to say which company makes this juicer, but when I open the box, the instructions are very vague and it just tells me what should be in the box. But it does not fully explain how to take it apart and how to clean it. So it took me a long time to figure it out. And I had to go online and I had to look it up to see if I can find out some additional information to see how does this thing work? How do I take it apart and put it back together safely so that I don't break it and so that I can clean it? Now, this took me a lot of time. So needless to say, when I buy another juicer, I won't be looking to that company. So when it comes to you, your product or service, take the time to explain how things work. Okay, so when it comes to, let's say, a service, you want to create clear expectations about what the customer should receive from doing business with you. And when it comes to a product, again, clear expectations about what the product can deliver, but not just what the product can deliver, but how does it work? And depending on what that product is or those services are, if follow-up action is necessary, then you know what? Follow up because you need to explain more about the product or you need to dive a little deeper into helping people maximize on your service, then you want to arrange that and explain, okay, when you first sell them this product or they purchase your service, explain to them that, okay, this is going to be a two-part transaction. So you're going to purchase it and I'm going to share some initial information with you to get you started. And then we're going to do a follow-up. I'm going to follow up to make sure you're okay and you know how this thing works. And customers will love you for that. When you can make the customer's life a lot easier, save them time, they will remember you. They're also going to remember that you did more than just try and sell them something. They're going to remember that you took the time to connect with them and talk about your product or service. Okay, so let's move on to number 3. So the third strategy is you want to reassure your customers. So in other words, reassure the decision to actually do business with you. Depending on the product or service, buyer's remorse can set in really quickly. People can decide, wow, I made a decision too fast. Maybe I made the wrong decision. Did I do the right thing? And sometimes when buyer's remorse kick in, what happens is you get blamed as the company or the person who is selling this product. The best way to counteract this or combat against buyer's remorse is at the time of the sale. What you want to do is you want to reassure the customer that they've made a good purchasing decision. Say something like, I'm sure you'll get many hours of enjoyment out of this, or your family will love it, or you are going to learn a lot, and this is going to help improve your business or whatever you're helping them improve. So say something that reassures that customer, and that's going to help you counteract buyer's remorse. And it's going to take their nervousness down or their fear level that, oh my goodness, I made a purchase too quickly. And again, they're going to appreciate you for reassuring them. Not only that, when it comes to them making a purchase, this actually strengthens the buyer's resolve to follow through with the purchase and feel good about it, because sometimes the buyer's remorse will set in after they've said yes. They're about to either sign some papers, a contract if someone is buying a house, or they're making a large purchase and they're wondering, oh, wow, is this too much? Not necessarily money, but am I purchasing perhaps a television that's too big or something like that? Do I really need all of this? Do I need this plus the sound system and everything? So you want to be sure to reassure that customer. It makes them feel good. It kind of makes them feel more confident about the purchase that they're making. And they're going to appreciate you because you're showing a kind of empathy and you're understanding as to why they're making this purchase. All right, so let's go to number 4. So our fourth strategy is under promise and over deliver. Now, many of you may have heard that before, under promising and over deliver. Now, constantly what you want to do is in your respective businesses, you want to constantly look for ways that you can give customers a little more than they expect. I'm always giving a little bit extra. Even when I do my business strategy sessions, they're 1 hour and people pay me for that hour. They get really great information to help them improve on their business, to boost their business. And you know what? I always give them extra time. Okay. And I give them more than what they expect. And I've not heard one person say to me that, oh man, you only gave me an hour and that's it. And I leave them wanting more. Sometimes it's good to leave a person wanting more, but it's not good to leave them wanting more and feeling like they didn't get what they needed. So I take time to make sure my customers get what they need, my different clients and things of that nature. So even if I do a discovery call, which the discovery calls are free, sometimes if time permits, I will give a little bit of extra time, but I also give them some tips that will boost their business. And if I'm doing life coaching, I give them tips that will kind of help them feel less stressed about the direction that they're going in with their lives and as it relates to their business. So they feel more confident about moving forward. And I hear this often whenever I'm doing that. And they always say, wow, you gave me far more than I expected. And they all express their gratitude. So when a customer is expressing gratitude to you, then one of the things you know that you've done is you have over deliver. Now, what are some of the other things that you can do to over deliver? If you have a product, you want to provide that product to the person faster. If you have to ship something to them. With that being said, that would be Amazon as a good example of that. Amazon will say they'll give you a date range. It's going to be delivered between this date and this date. And for me, and I don't have Prime, and I'm not encouraging you guys not to purchase Prime, but for me, given the number of times that I order, I don't think I need Prime. And so whenever I order something, they give me the date range, and guess what? It shows up earlier. It shows up sooner. And a lot of times it surprises me. And I thought, wow, I just ordered this and here it is today. So provide whatever it is that you can provide it faster and provide it sooner. Now, if you are in the same region as the person or you're local, then offer to deliver it if it's something that you can deliver, and just let them know I'll drop it by your house on my way home this evening. And that impresses people if you can do something of that nature. The other thing you can do to over deliver is you want to offer to handle the transaction more efficiently and personally. So what that means is you can tell them, okay, if you just fill in this part, then I'll take it from here. And it doesn't mean you're going to fill in the rest of their contract or whatever that is. Don't do that. But or I'm not recommending that. However, they can give you enough information so that perhaps whatever it is you're helping them with, it tells you which direction to go in, and you just make it happen for them and make it happen as soon as possible. The other thing is, if there's some additional work to be done, or I should say, if you're in a service-oriented business and there are certain things that they need, like right now, people are thinking about their income taxes. And so when they go to the accountant and they take all of their paperwork and receipts or whatever it is. Nowadays, you can just email it if done it correctly and kept up with it. But what happens is when that accountant returns all of their taxes and they're all prepared and they're all ready and everything is done, then that accountant can also give them a little gift. In other words, something that's going to help them organize better, or perhaps some tips that will help them throughout the year. So this is over delivering because people are not expecting that. And so what I want to suggest to you is think about your businesses, your respective businesses, and take the time to figure out, jot down, how can I make this business, first of all, more efficient, run more efficiently, and secondly, how can I over deliver? What areas can I over deliver in? And perhaps choose one of those areas. So when it comes to you solidifying repeat customers, it's almost as simple as that. Because you're showing the customer that they matter to you. You're showing them that you care not only just about them, but you also care about the products and services that you have to offer, and that you really value what you're bringing to them. So you're putting a value on it. And as a result, the customer is going to view that as valuable, and it's going to make them more excited. It's going to endear them to you, actually. And they're going to remember you as being among the best in that particular business. So with that being said, that's all I have for you guys today. I want you guys to have a magnificent day, and remember to do life with power, knowing that you are built by design to win.